Thank you. Thank you. How are you? Not you. Who? How you doing? So you guys see that movie, Pokemon? That shit came out. It was awesome. I hope you're doing well. I know it's cold outside. A lot of people, they get depressed this time of year, and it's kind of unfortunate because Minnesota's a good place to kill yourself. Because it's cost effective. You know, like other places, you got to go in your garage, get in your car, turn it on, and wait. Minnesota, you can just go in your garage and wait. Leave that gas for your stepchildren. It's the last thing they'll ever steal from you. Anyways, I'm feeling good, man. I got some relationship closure earlier today. Last summer, this girl, she broke up with me, and all she had said was, "It just felt right." I don't know what that means. But anyways, I ran into her on the street earlier, and I could have swerved out of the way at the last minute, but it just felt right. You know what I mean? That didn't happen. That was a made-up story. So I'm single. I don't need anything from you. I just wanted to say it out loud. I also have dry kneecaps. I think it's because I'm tall. You know, I'm not sure of that, but like that's what I believe. You know, I'll be on a first date. I'll say that to a girl. I'll be like, "Listen, I got dry kneecaps. And it's probably because of my height." To which she usually responds, "Oh, for real?" At which point I think I gotta stop dating girls who say those things and sound like that. Okay, I dated a girl recently, 3 weeks, man. They said it couldn't be done. I did it. Dating, is anyone on a first date? Really? How'd you get so far so quick? Jesus, does it just get easier and easier? Ex-wife? Jesus. Ex-wife, okay. Does anyone get this? Do you know he's your, do you know you're his ex-wife thing? How was it, last minute phone call? Listen, didn't work out for me this year either. You know, you wanna give it a run? Yeah, let's do it. You know? All right. Okay, dating, it's a little phony, you know? It's like, all right, we're gonna get together in this crowded place. Pretend we're part of this so you can see I don't murder people. Till we get to a point where we can do what we wanted to do in the first place. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of first dates, man. They, if a girl likes me after a first date, probably not my type. If they like what little of me went into that, it's not gonna work out, you know? Like there's a lot of preparation that goes into a date. You know, you gotta get a haircut. You gotta convince 3 friends to accidentally run into at a restaurant. You gotta tuck your bone in your pants every time she takes a drink of water. There's a small window to be yourself. Typically it doesn't work. I feel useless a lot on dates, you know, so I try to make up for it, do menial tasks, you know. Hey, let me get the door. All right, I got the door. Right on. We'll be talking about like India or something. I'm like, do you need a spoon? I'll get you a spoon. Like, oh, my hero. Got a spoon. Yeah. Sorry, this got weird. I'm gonna blame you. Talking loud. You work here, it's cool. I guess I do too for the moment. Yeah, so dating, you guys falling in love or something, or what happens after this? Is there the love happen? Now it's like, what's after love? Like, what is going on right here? Is it I don't know. I'm sorry. Try it, I'll find out. Okay, 15 years investment. Here I come. All right. Let me think. What's next? I don't really hit on women. I figure hitting on women is like baking a cake, I don't know how to do it. I mean, I've done it. It's weird, though. I asked this girl, I said, hey, what's your sign? She said, stop sign. I said, hey, that's pretty clever. She said, go away. I laughed, Direct orders. Another time I told a girl I lived above a jazz musician who played music late into the night, and she was a lot less impressed when she realized I slept in a bunk bed. I have a friend, he's like, dude, it's all about confidence. It's like, why are you such a loser then, It's like, you never ask a healthy couple, like, hey, how'd you two meet? Well, I was just being really confident, and that's all it takes, man. Unless you're fucking him, And you can just walk in and, ex-wife, come on. I'm actually gonna move this. I was gonna put it on the side so we all could see, but since I'm the one performing, it's probably better if I read it. I think I'm like most women. They just want you to be honest, So I'm frank with them, unless they're really attractive. Then I'm frank, successful entrepreneur from Tacoma, Washington. You gotta be decisive. Like women, they want you to decide, but then they know what they want. Like, do you realize what a pinch that is? You're either gonna be a pushover or an asshole. Saying stuff like, where do you want to do this at? And what kind of music do you like? It's like, listen, lady, I'm paying you $100 an hour. What more do you want? I don't think I'm gonna date. I think I'm just gonna stay single, Because like I got goals, I got dreams. Stuff's got to happen. Long story short, I signed up for online dating. Signed up on Monday. I sat myself down. I'm like, listen, Mike, you got the world ahead of you. It's time to make that next step, do something greater. You've been feeling it. So we're going to find a person to distract you from that. And you can eventually blame them for why the other stuff didn't work out. So I did that on Monday. Tried it Tuesday, and by Wednesday, I'm like, all right, forget it. We're going to go follow some dreams, because that was a disaster. They ask you all these questions, like basic stuff, background, job history. Have you ever had any felonies? What would you contribute to this restaurant as a team leader? And, 3 days later, Troy calls you asking when you can start. Did I do it right? I think I did it right. I don't know, online dating is like the Humane Society for people. I realize what an awful person I am, I'm just scrolling down like lists of entire human beings, like, whatever, That's Roman power, like Caesar style. But I'm a good person. Look at question number 3, It's weird, man. They had one of the questions was, have you ever had any rape fantasies? I'm not making it up. Actually, I don't even have a punchline. I just was hoping someone could explain it. I figured a lot of people, they want spontaneity, but like the stuff they can remember, Fucking weird. Moved out of my parents' house recently. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm 23, you don't have to be impressed, It's like getting a smartphone, people have had them for years and whatever. Do you like it? Yeah, it's pretty nice. I had to buy cereal now, I was in the grocery store and I noticed like they have the generic cereal, and the more generic the cereal, the more the name reflects exactly what's inside the box. It starts out with like obscurities like Captain Crunch and Crispix. Eventually it devolves into like crispy hexagons, corn-based puffs. Like, they start to sound like what a coroner would call it if they found it in the butt of a murder victim. Yeah, there was some lacerations on the neck. Upon inspecting the anus, we found 4 oat-based puffs. All up in that anus. Strange, man. I have a female roommate. I found her on Craigslist. What? What did I do wrong? I just live there. I thought she would fall in love with me, though, because I'm fucking delusional, and I was afraid, so I was just kind of an asshole to her because I didn't want her to fall in love with me. And I think she started to fall in love with me. And I realize now I should have just been a really nice guy, because then she'd have no interest whatsoever. That guy's laughing. Are you? Do you have a weird situation? Are you the wife? Nice. That's how God intended. That's fucking wrong. I don't believe that. I think you guys are all right, and you don't need me to say that, because who the fuck am I? Right? All right. What's your name? Glory. Wow. You? Paul. Cool. What do you do for work, Paul?
I've got an internet company.
Internet company, huh? Bastard. So what's out there now? Like eBay6.com? Facebook. MikeEarley.com, get it now. It's gonna rise up, man. I'm looking for interns, by the way, if anyone wants to do what I want. The hours of my choosing, I will take you. Come see me, and we'll talk. All right. So back to online dating. I feel bad for the women on those things, you know? Because I know this is what happens. Guy, he looks at porn. He's like, I got to take my life seriously. Right to the online dating site, you know? In reality, you can generally see and smell what a person, like where a person's coming from, you know? But I bet that's what happened. Actually, I know that's what happened because I did it on Monday and Tuesday. Oh no, all these questions, man. What else about online? Like, there needs to be just one question. Why are you single? You know, from there, the house of cards collapses, you know? Why are you on a Saturday afternoon uploading photos of you with your friends for no one in particular? Delusionally psychotic photos of you smiling alone in your house. Who smiles alone in their house? Staring into the eye of a robot like, strangeness, man. One of the questions was like, what's the first thing someone notices about you? Generally, it'd be nothing if you're online, you know, but that's wrong. That's not true. I put that my profile photo isn't who I am. Typically, they think I'm a 45-year-old man who's wearing a diaper when they see me. It's quite a shock for them. And me. So I work at a grocery store. I work at Rainbow. There's a lot of broken dreams at Rainbow. I work in the produce department, and like you can tell a lot about a person how they pick out fruit. You know, this dude came in, and his philosophy must have been, "I'm gonna grab that banana as hard as I can. If it doesn't explode immediately, I'm gonna buy the one right next to it." That's what he did. It's kind of difficult job though, because like I grew up in a house where you're taught not to waste food, and now I'm responsible to determine whether or not something's good enough to sell. And like sometimes I feel like a retired army medic, you know, waking up in the middle of the night like, some of those apples could have made it. It's the worst, man. The bathroom's there. Like, it's awkward enough taking a dump next to another dude taking a dump. I don't need to listen to John Mayer, too. You know, I got no training at that place. My boss was like, stack them high and watch them fly. I'm like, that's useless. People are like, where are the artichokes? I'm like, I don't know. Probably stacked pretty high, though. For the high stacks. I'm going insane. I've worked there 8 years. It starts to become a part of you, you know? You ask yourselves questions like, what is it about me that makes people want to know where the yams are? That was question 73 on online dating. I said, I don't know. It's gotten to a point where I don't want to quit, but I just want something to happen. Like, I want the door to be slammed, but I don't want it to be my fault. You know, plague, locust. Something that will free me from making a decision at the expense of everyone who works there. Those people get fired quick, you know, with that attitude. You know, and they get all angry. I gave my life to this place. And you blamed every minute for it, you know. Not on board on this segment of the journey. Work with a lot of petty thefts there, you know. Like, these people, they're taking like Tootsie Rolls by the handful. Like, if you're trying something out, that's okay, but no one's gonna ask, hey, what are those Tootsie Rolls like? You know, well, they're not quite chocolate, they're not quite plastic. Somewhere in between. Graduated from college as well. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, this is a bummer. I graduated from college, everyone. Thank you. Oh, yeah. It was a waste of time. I didn't learn much. A lot of people, they think college is like the opposite of prison. So when you go there, you're part of the solution. But there's a lot of similarities. You know, if you tell someone you spent 4.5 years at Iowa State, depending on if you shaved or not, they'll say, what did you study or what were you in for? And either way, you're not getting a job. You know what I mean? I don't know if I learned a lot there. I noticed things, you know, like I noticed there's more graffiti in the liberal arts building than anywhere else. You know, simple one-line statements that if everyone followed, the world would be great. You know, fight the power, end corporate greed, meetspin.com. And like, I guess it's appropriate, because if you're full of shit, you know, leave it in the bathroom, you know? Ron Paul, that's Ron. Thank you. I think the government should take over online dating. That thought came to me, you know? Because no one's having good online dates. I hear people, stories by the dozens, you know, and when are we going to realize that the pool by which we're drawing from is actually a toilet bowl? We need a government to step in, distribute attractive people amongst those who don't deserve it. And it's going to be awesome. I wrote all this in the liberal arts bathroom at the U of M. If you want to hear any more, it's in the boys and girls. I made it work. Don't ask how. Thank you. So, graduated. I felt like dropping out a lot. What stopped me, though, is I would tell people that, and they'd give me these reactions. You know, I was talking to a friend. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm just not feeling it. I think I'm going to drop out. He's like, well, you got to do what you got to do. It's kind of disheartening, because I thought it was like a follow your heart moment. Because, like, got to do what you got to do is something you say to a criminal who you don't agree with, but what they're doing doesn't affect you directly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I just been driving off without paying. It's like, well, you got to do what you got to do, man. You know, they're not interchangeable. It's not like, yeah, I've been stealing gas all week. Follow your heart, man. Don't stop. Follow your heart. You know. A lot of my friends, they graduated, they like moved back in with their parents because they want to make that next step, but like the opportunity's not there. So they're making all these kind of irrational decisions to compensate. Like I was talking to another friend, he was like, yeah, I'm moving back in with my college roommate. I'm like, yeah, where does he live? With his mom. You got to do what you got to do, you know? Follow your heart. Took a Greyhound bus trip last year about this time. If you've ever been on the Greyhound bus, if you haven't, it's the reason why people have scars on their neck and face. It's dark, you know. Like they do security different there. Like I'm used to the airport where they're scanning. The Greyhound bus, they're like, "Is this your bag?" It is. Let him through. Let him through. Let him go through. Looking for that dirty underwear bomber or something, you know? That was the worst joke I'm going to say tonight, by the way. Dirty underwear, but you beg to differ by that response. No, I'm from the suburbs. You know, a lot of people in the suburbs, there's like an attitude. You're just afraid of the city's Greyhound bus. Like, you'll be driving around St. Paul, people will be like, "Dude, we're in the ghetto." We're in the ghetto. Like, I was talking to friends from this. We were talking about going to Minneapolis at like 10 at night. My friend goes, "I don't want to get raped, man." I'm like, who's gonna rape 3 dudes? 5 dudes? What the hell? So I got this in the back of my head, and like I'm not an intimidating dude. I got like the same body type as a guy in the men's bathroom sign, and I wear glasses. Wear glasses, and I took Kung Fu for like 2 months. Don't do that, because you'll learn all about the places you could be attacked and none of the abilities to stop it. You're like, all right, it's coming, man. There it is. There it is. On the Greyhound bus, there's a lot of sketchy people on the Greyhound bus. You know, like some of those people, even they look in the mirror and be like, "This guy's up to something." Then they go do it, you know. But I go on, I give it my best. I've done this before. That's my best. End up stopping up in like Missouri, cornfields. You got a bunch of urban folk piling out. It's at a gas station. Looks like a criminal lineup. And, like it looks like the adult version of Highlights magazine. And it's like there's 23 things wrong with this picture. And most of them are smoking cigarettes. Yeah, but I made it through, you know. I made it through because I have theories about how to fight, you know. Like, you don't want to be all talk, because what happens? You get hit in the face. But you also don't want to be all knife, either. You got to find the balance that works for you, you know. Two fans. Good night. Thank you. Are you, what are you, husbands? Husbands and wives, sisters?
We're engaged.
Hey, right on. How'd you do that? Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, I went to a wedding, and they had, the guy filmed how he engaged. And what he did was, he flew her out to Duluth. He was a pilot, you know, and he flew her out to Duluth, and he had this shack set up on the beach, right? And he had a note in a bottle that he freaking threw behind. But you watch this whole process, which took like 2 days. And then you see him fling the note, and she grabs it, and she opens it up, and he goes, and everyone's like, "Oh my God." But do you realize that same faculty gets people killed? That same scheming, like, if that was a different motive, we'd all be at a funeral right now. You know? It says something. I mean, it's cute, but watch out, you know? All right. This is a lot like the set tonight, you know? Good enough. Anyways, I hope are you guys together? You're very apart. There's another person who's sitting there. What? Oh, I got you. Problem solved. Moving on. Hope everyone, you find some love. I hope people are in love in here. Love is a strange thing because the reasoning it's insane, doesn't make any sense. You hear people saying stuff like, "I thought I loved you. I realized I never loved you, but the whole time I was loving you." You try that at work. I thought I did all the work. I did no work, but I did everything. Show up 2 years later. I worked here the whole time. The whole time. All right. My parents are here. Yay! And you guys know something I don't. You know. They are alive and they're here. Give it up for them. My parents are getting a little bit older, you know. They get the letters from the AARP. And I know that stands for something, but it's also the sound old people make when they die. And my grandma's here as well. And my grandma's got tremors, which is kind of hard to watch. Especially since it's a VHS copy. Got a VCR. I think I'm about done. One more thing. I'll be at the Mall of America at the end of February. Not performing, just there. And I'm the Jesus of Twitter. I have 12 followers. Thank you very much. I'm done. Appreciate it.